do at scale is restore oyster reefs. And you know that from the work that we've done in mapping these systems and understanding what's happened to them, they used to be everywhere. And like many places in the world, we've lost most of them. And so, from that perspective on the nutrient load that's coming out of the Pearl River Delta, there's a huge opportunity to use this as a solution, a nature-based solution to mitigate that. Because in Hong Kong, we do have seasonal eutrophication, we do have tidal blooms, and we end up having these dead zones and a lot of stuff that comes up, and dead fish, and waves of dead fish, dead mollusks. They all end up on the sea. This is seashore. This is something that we're quite used to in Hong Kong. So when we look to the Australia program and the scale at which they're restoring, we're very envious. And I just wonder, how, if you can speak to, how they've come about to getting so much policy support and such of a whole of society on board in restoring at scale, and what that takes.
The conditions for these algal blooms, these devastating algal blooms, are only increasing. As the water gets warmer and you get so many nutrients, it's inevitable that's going to happen, not just in Hong Kong, but around the world. And some of the people may know that in Australia, southern part of Australia, we had a devastating algal bloom this past couple of years that have decimated the fishing industry and killed an enormous amount of marine life. And that was a huge catalyst for us to take our oyster reef building, which had been at quite a small scale, to a really significant scale, because that is a nature-based solution to this challenge that is coming. And it has to be done at a really big scale. And I think what helped us get over that was the government saying, yep, this is a problem we want to solve, and we know we're going to have to invest really materially to do it at scale. And the Nature Conservancy was ready with the solution. So we had piloted this. We knew we had the systems in place. We quantified the outcome exactly. We knew we could do it. And so as soon as that moment came along, when the government felt, yep, we can act, we were ready to go. And yeah, that's enabled us to get the government support to do this at a large scale. And importantly, the government and the public get a lot out of it. We know this provides a huge number of jobs, more jobs per dollar than nearly any other type of construction. You're employing people in a range of different industries to rebuild these. And in addition to the climate benefits, we know we're getting a lot of fisheries benefits, we're getting shoreline protection benefits. We're not even quantifying those things, but the government knows that all benefits are going to come in addition to the nature-based solution of addressing climate change and eutrophication and these devastating algal blooms.
So has that been useful in attracting non-public funding or private capital?
Yeah, and we know, savvy private investors will want to see the government invest alongside them. We've found we need a combination of both. Some private investment to enable things to get underway, and often to enable some of the things that can't be done quickly with with public investment. And it also helps unlock public investment. One of the things in Australia is that the government has responded really well to private individuals putting up some money, and they take inspiration from that and say, okay, that gives us confidence to put in 4 or 5 times that amount in the public.
Right? And so the same thing. This is what we get here when we have the conversations with the finance. Part of it is that it's mutually beneficial. They will want to know that there's policy support to invest, and the same way that the government needs, the cues and the green lights from the private sector. Exactly. So it really is, something that has to be co-created as that solution. And that is really something that's exciting here. We're seeing the beginning of that. So really being able to learn from, programs like Australia that have done this at scale, I think would be really exciting.
And we know Hong Kong can do things at scale.
Yes.
And we know you can build things at scale.
So we move fast in Hong Kong.
You can move fast, you can build things. So everything about this feels like it's absolutely primed for Hong Kong to do this at a big scale. And one of the things I'm excited about was Hong Kong is an ambitious place. And if that ambition gets turned to nature-based solution, it'll be really cool to see what can be done.
And things grow fast here. That's the thing. In itself, it's a really resilient system. So probably because it's still so diverse, you give it a little bit of chance, a little bit of a boost, and things can turn around fairly quickly here. Things recover quickly.
Seeing the oyster growth out here at Pucknai is remarkable. You know, that's just wild spat.
I know.
You're not even doing it,
Years.
which is so many places are at the disadvantage of having to put the oysters in the water. Yeah, I mean, you guys have that going in your favor. Things will recover fast if you set the architecture for them.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's exciting. The next 10 years of Hong Kong's conservation agenda is exciting with the government that's just come out with the BSAP. It's very, very promising, and we're super excited to be able to contribute to it. Like, there's lots that we can do.